Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to our Thursday edition of the co-founder training. We do this twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It happens to be the 13th where most of you are, and the 14th where I am. And for those of us over here on this side of the planet, there's a few of us here that are with me in this time zone. So for all the lovers in the group or that will be listening, I want to wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day. Hope you have a good time with your partners. So, uh, let's see here. Got a lot to do, but we're going to do this in a relatively short period of time because I've scheduled a massage at noon my time, and I need time to, travel there. So I'm going to get something called a Korean spa. It's like a 5-in-1 treatment, and just to let you have a little taste of what it's like to have a little bit of personal financial freedom and a little bit of time freedom to be able to take little, you know, you can indulge in these kind of things from time to time. I found that massage therapy has been a really good thing for me, bringing, keeping my stress levels low, a way to kind of balance that out. But yeah, so it starts with a nice, you know, scrub, and a scrub, then a massage and a facial, and there's like 5 elements to the whole thing. A sauna treatment, yeah. So anyway, I got my favorite place is not too far. It's practically in the neighborhood here. It takes me about 15 minutes to drive over there because of the traffic. If there was no traffic, it'd take maybe 3 minutes, but usually with the traffic, it takes a little bit longer. And that's just one of the downsides of being on an island. Not much places for roads.
Right on.
So the roads tend to be congested. Anyway, so that's enough about me today. I want to go ahead and jump into some news. Let me share my screen. So this is going to be a bit sad at first, because on one hand it's going to be sad. Um, we lost one of our huddle knots. Pete All-Seeing passed away. There he is. Can you guys see that? Am I sharing my screen?
Oh
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Sorry to
for,
hear that.
so for anybody that knew him or remember him on our calls, yeah, it's been a little bit more than a week, but he passed away. And I can vouch for him. He was a great guy, you know. I would go as far as to say full of life, but it always does come to an end. Um, I did have a conversation a couple days ago with his wife here. Um, she's awesome. She goes by Marty. She likes to be called Marty. And we talked about how, we can make sure that she gets full access to all the benefits of being everything that Pete had, as long as she could access the MetaMask wallet, everything should be fine. So one way or another, we'll make sure that the widow here gets taken care of. Okay.
Right on. Right
All
on.
right. So that's the good news, right? That we're going to take care of the widow. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to share a little a voice memo that I got here from David. David and I, we've had great little connection. He's really, I'm not sure if he's on the call right now, but hopefully I'm not stepping on his toes by sharing a personal voice memo that came to me. But this is relevant to the paid signups and all that. So I thought you guys would like to hear from one of the people that paid for a paid sign up what their experience has been so far. He's fairly new, by the way. He's not been around that long. But here we go.
Yes.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
He said, hey, Ace. Okay. Here we go.
Thought
Yeah.
I'd just provide a little
Yes.
bit of auditory feedback here based on my experience. No need to respond. Um, I dove into the um, paid referrals program and had was happily surprised to see um, a referral and a lead. And it sounds like there's another referral on the way. Um, but it's interesting that the referral, who has already apparently gotten a MetaMask wallet and made a $10 payment, has only provided their email. So, I sent her some information in email and my contact information, and I haven't heard back from her yet. On the other hand, the guy who somehow connected as a lead left his number and his email, and uh, so I had both sets of information, and so we had a text and followed up with an email yesterday, and had a Zoom today, and had a great conversation. And in fact, I invited Leslie in, and she was able to share a little bit with him, and so he's feeling quite positive about things, and just wanted to take a little time to soak it all in. But really interesting guy, working two jobs, trying to make ends meet down in Houston, Texas, and so all in all, really a positive outcome and feeling about things. Um, and yeah, just wanted to let you know, and send my best regards to you over on the other side of the world. All right, lots of love. Bye.
All right. That was a great message from David. And remember, guys, if you go into inquire about your paid signups and all that, it's best to go through my personal assistant here, um, Maria.
Maria.
She's going to have her hands on the data. Okay. She also has direct access to the programmer. And so you might actually find she'll be even more available than myself to be able to assist. And you can make, if you're concerned that you're not on the list for some reason or something like that, and you want to make sure that you are, reach out to her, please. Okay. So here's her information on these posters here in the group now. All righty. So what else I wanted to do? Oh yeah, I want to go into today is we're officially seeing the payments come through here. Okay. So if we go to the $10 pool, you can see here that I've made 92 $10 payments, right? So I've made 92 $10 payments. And so I click on the received PFB, and showing that I've gotten paid for the 13th and the 14th here of November. Okay, so I've gotten two distributions so far. I verified them. They did in fact show up in my wallet. Okay. So here's the hash. I told the programmer to make the hash clickable so you could click on it and it would go straight into the blockchain, It hasn't been updated yet, but that will be done soon. So you can always verify that you're receiving, these coins after seasoning for 91 days in your account. The same thing's true in my $1 wallet. That's already matured to 90 days here. So 92 days paying $1. Okay. The amounts are seasoning here. So it's just blank otherwise, right? It's just blank until it fills in. So this be date and time distributed and the distribution hash. Okay. So look for that. To show you where I'm standing, I'm kind of in the front of the line on the $100 pool. So I'm on day 70 of the $100 pool. Okay, so a couple more weeks before that will start distributing. Okay. And then hopefully everybody has taken to heart the recent messages on the YouTube channel. Okay. And that being that being that we want to, use collaboration over competition when it comes to our membership, that we become members that work with each other and understand, our selling, our decisions to sell do have an impact not just on yourself, but also on the whole community. So let's do as little selling as possible because there's certainly great rewards, with the co-founder bonus. There's great rewards to not sell anything at this point. Just let it accumulate for about a year and let us build up our strength. So do tune into these if you missed any of these videos here. Um, do tune in and make sure you're getting that information. It's the Bitcoin Ace channel, okay? Bitcoin Ace. You can find it by searching Bitcoin Ace and you'll see the PF logo. Okay. There we go. That's my announcements today. Hunter, what's your feedback on that so far?
So far, I think it's all been pretty straightforward so far. We absolutely should be encouraging collaboration, not competition. And we should absolutely try to discourage selling as much as possible. If you have to sell, then by all means sell. Preferably do it directly with someone else in the community. But yeah, we definitely need to try and discourage that if we can. But absolutely. So pretty straightforward so far.
Yep. And the thing is it doesn't take much in pool funding to get into positive cash flow. So look, it only takes one referral to break even and two referrals you're in positive cash flow on any one of our pools. So that's the beauty of the design of the system. So, what you're accumulating in coin could be, think of it like your 401k, it's really the way to do that. All right, who else would like to? Well, we can run this up until about 11:15 my time, which is about another 30 minutes.
It's,
So we have a window of about 30 minutes we can talk, but I'll need to cut it right there so that I can, get to my appointment on time.
yeah, it's like the Argonaut and the 90 days. Okay, we're hearing about it. We're hearing about the 90 days. What about the Argonaut?
Yeah, huddle nut. Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So
going on with that?
yeah, it's the same thing, right? So here's the thing. Last year, okay, let's go back in time because I think you were one of our original huddle nuts, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because not everybody here is been here since this time you've been here. There's some new people since then. So last year we had a game plan. We are running things a certain way, and it's very different now. Wouldn't you agree? The way things are running.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had a certain degree of momentum, and then I can't remember if it happened right at the end of October or right at the beginning of November of last year, but we had a crisis. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
Now, before the crisis, we were on track. Our pricing was, on both the PFI and the PFB, they were on track, especially PFB. PFB was, it was on its way back up to making a new all-time high. But it was already in the 100,000 plus range, which was kind of what we were saying. We were saying all along, for like 6 months before that, as we were grabbing a few hodl knots here and there over that time period. They were going back maybe from February until September of last year. It was kind of like we call that the hodl knot zone. So people came in and it was as little as like $100 or whatever. So some did more, some did less. But anyway, it's still a great deal. They accumulated a coin. They got more coin than what they purchased, right? So the moment the
Yes.
moment the moment of the purchase, you're receiving more coin than they purchased, right? So it was in your hands and control from the moment the transaction was done. And we had projections that we wanted the price of PF PFB to be, 100,000. We wanted PFI, to get to like 50,000, something like that. But since then, we went into a crisis, and honestly, that was a big test. It was a test on me. That was a test on you, and that was a test on all of us together at the time, because that could have been one of those situations, because we could not continue at when the price fell like it did, because there was a situation that came up. It made the price fall sharply, you know, really bad. And so it got to the point where everything I was doing operationally, I had to stop. I had to turn the servers off. You recall this, Garfield?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
the servers were turned off for a week. Okay.
Yeah.
And we came to a grinding halt. Now that could have been, okay, let's just quit. This is the end of full funding. That could have been the story. Aren't you glad that's not the story?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because honestly, there was no way forward that the way we were doing things before. Radical changes needed to take place. Radical changes did take place, and now we refer to that as the bathwater. We kept the baby, we got rid of the bathwater, right? Which basically took me out of the selling business. Okay. Because I had to sell a little bit every day. You recall that? I had to sell a little bit to pay for assurances, to help boost up the rotation. People are on a rotation inside the pools, the pool rotations. You recall that? Am I
Yeah.
jiggling? Am I jiggling your memory? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's no longer the case. We don't do that stuff anymore, right? But instead,
Well,
what we've done now is we say, okay, in order for us to move forward, we need a little bit of time, because I was on track. Look, had that price not fallen when it fell at that moment, I would have pushed it really hard in December. We would have hit the target. Hollow Nuts would have been happy. I guarantee it.
yeah.
I would have pushed it through.
We're
It was
still
it,
happy.
it
We
was
mean it.
just the timing of when it happened was so critical, that I had to do something drastic. Turning the whole system off for a week, that is pretty drastic, right? That
Well,
meant
yeah, but
I had to reprogram things fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I feel bad for the Hollow Nuts on one hand, because we missed our timeline, which was December, right, Garfield?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I feel bad about that. But I feel good the fact that we're still here pushing for even higher targets. Now we're not talking about a target of 100,000 for, PFI, or now we're talking about a target of $1 million for I'm not PFI, PFB. Now we're talking about we went from a target of 100,000 to a target of 1 million for PFB. Okay. And then for PFI, a 500,000 for that. So we've raised the targets. So maybe the delay of the opportunity to sell, or cash something in, has been delayed, but what you're going to be able to cash out when the time does come, when it makes it sense to do so, you're going to cash out a lot more. And then on top of that, we threw a bonus on top of that, Garfield, of 10x co-founder bonus if you're willing to wait a year on top of it. Now, you're the one that brings up the Hollow Knot more than anybody else. So I'm pointing you out specifically, Garfield, but I'm giving you a clear explanation that'll be on YouTube forever. What happened, where we're at, where we're going, and why things are the way they are. Can you accept that? Is that going to work for you?
I guess I have no choice.
Well, that's one way to look at it, right? So, yeah, just realize that there's nothing like a guarantee in this world. I can't guarantee it, you know, and I dare say you can't go to God and ask for a guarantee either. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for a guarantee, you're just not going to find it, right? That's the truth of the matter, Garfield. That's just wisdom. But at the end of the day, perseverance always wins. So the determination and perseverance to push through and not give up. that's where you become victorious. And all we need is that you'll support me in that spirit of being to persevere. Can you join me there?
Yes, sir.
That's not such a bad thing, right?
No.
So I'm sorry for the disappointment. That goes to not just Garfield, but to every HODL. You
Yeah,
know,
but you know the
every
thing is,
HODL.
if I didn't inquire about it, if I didn't inquire about it, I wouldn't know this. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We talk about the 90-day stuff, and all of a sudden, Argonaut wasn't there on the table no more. If I didn't push for it, find out more about it, we wouldn't know what's going on.
Well, I'm glad that you pushed on it. I'm glad you're touching on it, because I believe in transparency. Do you guys like the way I operate? You guys like the level of transparency you get when you work with me? You don't always get to hear what you want to hear, but at least you get to hear the truth. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Am I being a good
Absolutely.
leader by doing it that way?
Right on.
Yes.
Yes, you
All
are.
right. It's not easy to sit in this chair. All right. All I know is I'm looking forward to my massage already. So anyway, so Garfield, I love you so much. You're an awesome guy. We've had some one-on-one time too, and I appreciate you so much. And I want you to know that my intent, as far as all Hodl are concerned, the sooner the better. You can actually even recapture, even what you put in. So whatever you put in, I wouldn't mind if you didn't wait a whole year to, pull a little bit of that back. If you wanted to, we're going to get to the price target soon enough. So if you wanted to pull out what you put in, do it reasonably, make sure you're checking on the daily volume. If there's enough volume to support it, make sure you're checking on the, also the liquidity, make sure there's enough in the liquidity that, you're not going to make, hurt yourself or anyone else by, taking little bits. So the power is in your hand, not mine. You never have to ask me permission. You can just do it if that's what you want. But realize that if you miscalculate, you might be better off by coming to me first. So I help you run the calculations on what the impact might be. You know what I'm saying? So, but the power is in your
Right.
hand, and that's true for anybody with a significant number of coin. And Garfield being one of those he's in the top 50 for sure. With what he's done, and so we appreciate that. All right. So we love all the hollow knots. There's a little over 100 of you that were hollow knots. And Pete was one of them. Pete was one of our first and one of the biggest hollow knots, by the way, who passed away. So yeah, that's why I was talking to Marty, the widow, his wife. Okay, so we shall move on. Scott, you got your hand up. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I'd just like to add that I also got a referral and a lead recently.
Okay, you too.
Yeah, the referral had gone through obviously and had the initial $10 payment from the company. I emailed him. I got an email back, which so I was in contact with him. Then I sent him another email saying, basically to get him on a call to show him how to get the system going, etc. And I haven't had anything back from him since.
Well, this let them know about their reward is sitting there, right? So remember, there's 90 days it's going to season. You don't need to mention the 90 days. You just say, are you, like to sit down and explain your reward. When you joined, you got a reward. And I want to be able to, have a face-to-face conversation about your reward, right? That might be enough to entice them in to having
Okay.
you got to, you're not the one, that signed them up, right? Even though they're your referral, you paid
Yeah,
for it,
yeah,
but you still need to
yeah,
establish that, that sponsor referral relationship. And so
yeah, yeah.
anything you can do to,
Right.
entice them to have that meeting with you. So like, man, you got a reward here, and you may not realize how big it is and what it could turn into.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get together so I can show you what you already got for signing up. You already got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yours.
My other question about that referral though is if he doesn't ever continue, does he still count as one of my referrals as paid,
He
or will I get
does
another one?
because he's paid
He does,
referral.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
All right.
So there's a balance here,
And,
right? Between, how much quality can I deliver? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But this is why I
Yeah.
put Marie on task. She actually will be reaching out to him too, or her, whoever
Right.
that is,
Yeah.
right? She's
Yeah.
gonna reach out to
Yeah.
all referrals and see if she can get a line of communication going with them as well. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
you won't be the only one reaching out to you kind of solidify them.
Okay. All right.
Now the lead, on the other hand, that doesn't go count towards the paid sign up because they
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
actually set the wallet up, right? So
Yeah. She never responded at all to my email. So
yeah, so that's not so you paid for two. I think you've got plus you have some from the pool match. So I think you got a total of four, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So you got one down out of four so far, right?
Okay.
All right.
I'll have to get in touch with him again then.
Yep. And then you can reach out to and Maria and also have her, help you connect as well because
Just
that's
another.
going to be her primary job for going forward.
When they've gone through the whole system, are they also then on a autoresponder for follow-up emails or not?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Because
That
I
we still
believe
that's
the
that's still something we need to build. But I'm
yeah.
trying to. My thinking right now is I need to coordinate the sponsor and the referral. The sponsor and the referral together, and I'm too busy to do it myself. So I've hired Maria to do it.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm thinking that's the most important thing. So let's
Yeah.
get that done, and then we can build some sort of a you know email thing later. I mean, uh, I just want to put first things first, Scott. Everything takes
Yeah.
time to create and build. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hunter, you had your hand up. Then we got Karen.
All right, this is going to bounce a little bit off of Garfield's comments, but Garfield, rest assured, I'm not pointing you out in any way, shape, or form. I've actually had a couple people come to me about a similar topic. The bottom line with Hodlnaut and similar programs that we've done is we're doing something revolutionary here with pool funding. We're doing something that's going to change the world. I don't think anyone here would like to argue that point with me at all. So, and I absolutely understand how the Hallnauts are feeling. I'm a Hallnaut myself. I think I put in roughly about $1,000 worth all told between personal investments and what I put in on behalf of others. But like I said, we're trying to build something revolutionary here. So, if you're concerned about your Knots holdings going up, if you're also concerned about time frames, if that's a concern that's near the top of your list, and I'm going to be a bit rash here, but sometimes you have to be that way, then it kind of feels to me like you're focusing on the wrong thing, quite frankly. So
All right.
that's all I have to say about that.
Would you think that the focus should be more the fact that they're in the ownership seat as a co-founder? They should make that their focus. Like they got to be in charge of something,
Absolutely.
right? So
Absolutely.
the huddle nuts, think of that as like that might have felt like a ride, but we introduced the idea of being a co-founder. We introduced that afterwards. And that was kind of like keeping the baby, getting rid of the bathwater. We brought the idea of being a co-founder into play. And I want people to see this as you have an ownership stake
bad behavior or not.
in what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
All right. So we got Karen. Go ahead, Karen. You're up next.
Hello, Ace. How are you tonight?
Super fantastic. Looking forward to that massage.
Oh, I bet you are. I bet you are. I just have a quick question, and that is on the status of the AI agent. How's that coming along?
Yeah, well, think of it like what we're doing with the paid signups is kind of the prototype, right? I'm not quite satisfied with the prototype enough that I'd want to just give you guys a copy of it right now. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So, but
Definitely.
we're in the middle of the month. It's right square in the middle of February. I still feel like I can deliver an AI agent, version one at least of it before the end of the month. And I also feel confident we can hit our price targets with all three coins by the end of the month. We're gonna have to work together to make it happen, but I believe that's all in the cards. And as you can see, I'm pushing hard on that first domino, right? Remember, it's a domino. They knock over each other, right? You knock the first one down and they all go down, right?
Right.
So that first domino is making the paid signups. If I get to the point where I can create a situation where we can fill a paid sign up order the same day someone, placed the order, right? Place the order on Tuesday, get your paid sign up on Tuesday, the same day, right? I can do that
That'd be great.
with AI being a major component of that. Then I feel really confident that when I give you your own AI agent, it could do the same thing. How about that?
Awesome. Awesome.
Right? That's
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so keep looking forward to it. We're close.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Yeah, I tell you, everybody wants it already done, but the beautiful thing is the reason why you guys are getting the best deal ever is that it's not already done. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, by the time everything's done, opportunities like 500x this, 5000x that, those are gone forever. Okay? You guys get to be the ones that take advantage of the 500x, 5000x. You guys get that because you have a multiple in front of a multiple. Okay. But when this multiple over here goes down to, like, double your money, like 200%, when it goes down to that, if you think about the range, right? This multiple could go from 500 down to 2, right? Um, it's not as exciting when it's all done. It's already finished, right? But hey, at the end of the day, what do people really care about? They care about daily cash flow. And if you're cash flowing $1 million a year, then it doesn't matter if you came in early, in the middle somewhere, came in late, that opportunity to cash flow $1 million a year will still be there. And that's the main thing. So we're using the hodl knot, the coin value that we're using, the whole idea of the coin market. Okay, we're using that as just a way to get people's attention to create a situation everyone can have cash flow. Okay. And if we have a culture of non-sellers here, if everybody becomes, basically long-term hodlers, if that's the culture we create, that's a big word. It's two letters, IF, right? If, right? That don't depend on me. It depends on collectively all of you. So if you guys understand the value of long-term holding as a culture, right, and just realize that it's about creating cash flow. Once we understand that it's about the cash flow, not just for yourself, but for your referrals. And if your referrals are cash flowing, they're going to want their referrals cash flowing, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Right? Am I right, Karen?
Yes.
Okay. And so giving everybody the power to have their own AI agent can maybe help make that happen faster, right?
Definitely.
And this is why we're even going down that path. But hey, we're not quite finished with it, right? So we don't want to prematurely unload something until we feel confident that people will give it a good report, right? And that's what we want, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So sorry, still cooking in the kitchen. We'll get that out to you soon. All right.
That's okay.
Okay, good deal.
You don't want it half baked.
That's it. You don't want something half baked. I guarantee it. It's actually dangerous to do things half baked, to be honest with you. So we just have to be patient, and when the time comes, nothing, no harm, Karen, by the way, but asking or inquiring how it's coming along, never a problem, to ask that question. But just realize that it's going to happen when it happens, and it's definitely not happening at the time frame I want it to happen. Okay, because that was before. We're already way past my when I wanted it done. I wanted it done way back when. Frankly, I wanted it done before we finished December. But that didn't happen. Now we're past January. Now we're in middle of February. So we're way past my point of wanting it done. So I have to exercise just as much patience as the next person, to get through this. But that's okay. I've learned that patience pays off. And that's a good one. We should all say that right now. Everybody unmute and say patience pays off. That's going to be a good one.
Patience pays off.
Patience pays off.
Off.
Pays off.
Patience and perseverance.
Yeah, that's what it takes. And believe it or not, if it were any different, we'd probably be bored. If everything came easy, then
Exactly.
we'd be bored out of our minds. So you have to love the challenge for what it is, and love the opportunities to get through difficulties or challenges, or climbing that next peak that on that mountain, just so you can get to the summit and say you did it. You climbed the highest mountain. So that's what it's all about. And sometimes what we wish for, you know, hmm, if we got what we wished for, sometimes we'd just not be happy. Just put it that way. Sometimes we're better off that we actually feel like we're working hard. And I know Karen here is one of the hardest working members in pool funding. So and one of the great team leaders out there, and we appreciate her. So, and I'm sure she's
Thank
getting
you.
asked that question by her team, and she's just bringing it out here to the floor. So, what a good co-founder does. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay, we covered a lot today. I'm bouncing around in my head. What am I going to call this? What title I'm going to give this thing? I want it to be inspiring. I want to inspire people to listen to this particular call because I think it's full of meat. This wasn't a milky call at all. This was full of meat. It's good to eat meat once in a while, not just to have, the fluffy, milky way to go.
The meat and potatoes of pool funding.
The meat and potatoes, this is you're getting the real meal here. If you get because it's I think the truth resonates, and when you're vibrating at the truth, people appreciate the truth. Would you guys agree with that? That the truth,
Yes.
Yeah,
truth runs
absolutely.
supreme. That is it matters. So, and as much as I feel like it's very hard for me because sometimes I wish I was a programmer, and I wish I was, I only had to depend on me for timelines to happen, because I'm a very punctual person. If you ever get to know me, you find out that I show up on time. I you know I'm I get a little bit triggered when I'm waiting for someone else to show up on something that we had an appointment for. But the programming for years, that hasn't been just with the current programmers I'm working with, but for everything I've ever done in the past. Programmers are notorious for not quite getting things done in a timeline that the boss wants it done. Okay. It's just it's so normal. Anyway, I think Joe, you were gonna say something. You looked like you had. Were you saying something, Joe?
Oh, I was just repositioning.
Oh, just repositioning.
Uh,
Okay. All
no,
right.
I think um, simply put, I think we do have to have patience and like you said, perseverance. Think it'll come in time. And there's no sense rushing it. We all know, what we're a part of and how great it is. So just, keep on doing the daily, doing everything on a daily basis, and things are going to come together.
That's right.
Yeah.
It works.
And just bear in mind, guys, that the world's changing really fast right now. Um, if you take a snapshot today, 2025, okay, and you take a snapshot of 2035, 10 years from now, it's going to be very different, guys. Okay. When you compare the two snapshots, you won't even think you're on the same planet. It's just going to be that different. So, I already know, I'm good at reading the tea leaves, as they say. And the idea of having a job, that's history. Okay. By the time we get to 2035, it'll be unusual for someone to have a job, right? People will be, they'll have plenty of money, to do what they need to do. But at some point, we'll figure out that we don't need money. No one needs to have money. Like society can actually operate without money, being that we're, what we are. We're actually being human, right? And once we realize that the being is powerful, then the human could actually do more than we thought it could, right? Um, so you'll see. The things are changing and you are changing and we are changing and it's all good. It's all gonna, it might seem a little bit weird or I don't want to use the word scary, but that's the word that comes to mind. But don't be scared, okay? It's all been like foretold. It's all been like we knew this was coming, okay? And we know how the end of the story ends and ends it very well, okay? So big radical changes are happening now. And pool funding is positioning itself as a net for the world to kind of fall back on as options get become very different in the future. So we'll be presenting a new option that wasn't there before, and that's what we want to do. We want to be a source of good in the world, right? How's that sound?
Good.
Awesome.
Yes.
Maybe I could call on Leslie Way, if she's got a minute. Can you unmute? Say hello. She's always full of light and love.
Sorry. Hi, Ace. I was trying to unmute and I couldn't. I'm on my iPad.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Hello, Leslie.
You
What
got
would you
quite a
like to
team.
hear?
You got quite a team
Yeah,
going, and I know
yeah.
it's even challenge. What you're doing is a little more challenging than what some people are experiencing because you're really running like a higher with you got a lot of people in the $100 pool, right? And
We do. Yes, we
it's,
do.
it's heavier. The tensions are a little heavier at the $100 level. How's it going for you?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, for sure. Like David said, I was in that I went on a Zoom call with him yesterday and met this really nice fellow named Richard, and he was a referral from you, from the leads, which I know David said all that, but it was a really interesting conversation, and he was super eager, and he seemed to catch on really quickly and get the whole concept of what we're doing. And then we sent him my email that I created with all the information, just to keep it nice and simple, and we'll go from there. But he seemed really eager, and it was just really cool to talk to someone, for me, someone that came to us that way, from that source, as opposed to all the people that I know that I talk to all the time. So that was really good. That was cool.
All
And
right.
yeah, but it's going really well. Everybody's very busy. Our team is very we communicate well, interact well, and everybody is eager beavers and working hard. It seems like every day someone's signing someone up, so that's pretty cool.
I love it. You
I,
can hear the
I
excitement and enthusiasm in your voice. You're really peppy, really peppy. So thank you.
Yes, we're all very enthusiastic. Yes, it's going well.
All right. So I think what I'm going to do for today, I'm going to just use the domino reference and like, hey, the dominoes are falling, So, and that should be exciting because we know when all the dominoes have fall, that means everyone that's listening to my voice right now, they're cash flowing $1 million a year. How's that sound?
Right on.
Okay.
Would love that.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Cash flow,
I'm in.
so you actually have 4,000 coming in, 1,000 going out. You've got at least $3,000 left over every day to do whatever you want, right? And
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the things I haven't done yet, but it's on my bucket list of things to do, and I might actually start a habit, but it's always been my I've always had this dream of just packing my bags, going to the airport and not even have a destination in mind and just choose a destination while I'm there and go. How about that? How about that kind of freedom, right?
Right on.
Wow.
Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that.
that's what I'm talking about. So if you got $3,000 a day coming in like clockwork, you could do things like that. How about that?
How about that?
Let the dominoes fall. Let the dominoes fall. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I love and appreciate each of you. We can all unmute and say, "Let the dominoes fall."
Let
The
Let the
Let
dominoes
the
dominoes
dominoes fall.
fall. Thank
And go
you.
get your massage, Ace.
Yeah.
sounds nice.
I'm loving it. All right, bye bye,
Get her done.
guys.
Way that's the way it is.